This is Joey Atlas back with another episode of season 2, the Fitness Whisperer podcast. This is episode number 5. And we have yet another incredible, not only cellulite success story, but a complete health and fitness success story that is actually still unfolding and developing. But it was an appropriate time right now because Diana, who was with me, who was going to come on and introduce herself in a second, has an incredible story. This transcends the cellulite issues, which she has conquered and is still improving on. But there are many other aspects of her journey and the benefits she's achieving now in regards to her holistic health and fitness, which we're going to talk about, that are very important, not just for any woman, but literally for any man to listen to and learn and to witness and to hear, because this is the essence of realistic and sustainable fitness for life. So I'm going to hand the mic over here for just a few minutes for Diana Bellin to introduce herself. Diana, welcome to the podcast. Tell us who you are, where you've been. Give the listener and viewer a sense of who is this Diana.
Hi, Joey. Thank you. My name is Diana Bellin. Let's see, I'll start out by saying my background a bit. I was a physical education teacher, and the things that I've learned through Joey's podcast and over the years, I did not learn in college.
Wow.
And so I'm very, very grateful. Fascia, connective tissue, all of the things that you talk about. I graduated when Nautilus was brand spanking new.
Wow.
So you know how old I am now.
Yeah. Well, wait, how old are you?
I am 65.
There we go. All right, keep going.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's nothing.
So the really fun part of the story, and I'm telling on myself here because I connected with you in September of 2020 on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But I really found you. I was climbing in New Zealand, and I was 50. I was widowed. My cellulite was getting really bad, and I was lifting heavy weights and doing pulley work, working with a trainer, trying to figure it out and be a better climber. And I'm slow and methodical. So your program is perfect for me. I never improved on the climbing. I just enjoyed myself. Mm-hmm. So I'm in New Zealand in a hotel, and this pop-up comes up, and I'm like, oh no, because I had been researching cellulite. I'm like, who is this guy, Naked Beauty? Huh? No, more creams, more gimmicks, and I deleted you. That was October of 2006. Wow. So fast forward to September of 2020, I'm on Facebook. I said, oh my God, it's the Naked Beauty guy.
Wow.
I saved the post because you were demonstrating how to learn a pistol squat. And I said, oh, and you had your $5 gym shorts on, and it caught my attention for more than just the physical, let me tell you, because what you were speaking about very quickly, I'm like, oh my goodness, wow, that was a really dumb move to delete him in 2006. But the upshot of it, the silver lining, is I shopped and I talked to so many women over the years, because that was a 10-year, and over a 10-year from looking for cellulite reduction. I did do dance cardio with a very well-known trainer. I won't mention her name. She was pricey. I bought her book for $20, and I stayed on the community post and watched what the women did. And she flat out said, skinny women have cellulite too. You just learn to live with it. And I'm like, no, you don't.
No way.
And I saw that was the turning point for me. I did not pay for her. She gave there was a lot online. She was very generous in that way, but it wasn't, I knew there was more. So I did that program though, because I couldn't find anything better for about 10 years, dance cardio and the body sculpting. But on the community post, all of these women were complaining shoulder injuries, which I hurt my shoulder doing that process for sure. Yep. And hip injuries. I'm like, I'm an old lady now. These women are in their 30s and they're complaining. Nope. So I just kept looking and wondering. And then the quarantine came along. September 2020. And I was living by myself and I said, I got to do something. I'm going to go nuts. And so Facebook took care of that. It was very, very, so what I did was I immediately went on and looked at your Today interview, which I did not do you justice. I just did not like that interview. They weren't promoting what you were doing, but I learned all of the freebies.
Right.
So then I went on YouTube and I said, oh my God, look at all this stuff. So ultimately, I started in November really seriously, but I had no intentions of joining Total Access. I said, well, I don't do, I have shoulder injuries. I'm not going to do the pulleys. Let me just stay with the lower body work. So the let me see. I always forget the title of it, but the UL, the basic
ultimate leg, butt, hip, and thigh mat session. Level one.
Level one. I did that 3-4 times a week until April 1st. And I said, oh, I got to get, and I kept joining and watching the community. What was really sweet is I was allowed to join the community and I hadn't paid for, I'm like, this is not very unusual. I hadn't paid for anything. I was treated like a member. I learned so much. Those gals, they are extraordinary, ordinary women, every single one of them.
Yes,
I've never met,
you're one of them now. You're one.
Yes, sir. And I've always been the Lone Ranger. I'm the girl they love to hate. I'm like, you can do this too. It's free. This is not anything special. You just have to want it. So what I did was I did the freebies and I just loved it. And I said, gosh, yeah, I actually had a nightmare. This is really funny. I woke up, probably December, January, first of the year, New Year's resolutions. Yeah. And I said, I better take photos because there won't be any cellulite left. And I haven't even bought the program. I really thought that. And it's true. I regret not taking freebie photos. I think that should be emphasized. If you just start out and you're playing around with it, but then you get more serious, I lost a lot of good cellulite photos.
Yes, you did.
Anyway, so that's how I came to do it. And I start, the slow, steady, easy. You're not afraid. My roommates here, why are you so happy all the time? And I would tell them, they all have your information, but nobody wants to do it. So and it's just all about the attitude, the mindset. And the thing for me is the fast momentum moves, like the dance work that I did. It was great, but it's like a cheap copy. I call it a cheap copy of real endorphin supply, because when you burn, how you exhaust that muscle, you have endorphins for 2 days. If you skip, I don't have that. I never had that experience when I was doing the dance sculpting.
Right. It's a different way of using the body that we're doing.
Yes. So let's see, I'm looking at my notes. So 50 widowed cellulite, overdeveloped from pulley work, which the trainer was good. And the dance, I have to say, I slimmed down when I did the dance part of the program. And it did change. But I had skinny cellulite. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. You still had ripples, dimples, shadows, the mushy sag.
And then you go into the anorexic thing. I'm like, this is going. I am not going to die with this. It's a little extreme.
All right, so let's hold right here. So before we go deeper, there's awesome intro, by the way. Like I didn't even realize you first saw me, and then lovingly ignored me back in 2006, which is awesome. I love hearing that, because
that's a lie, though, because I was so angry. I said, who is this guy? More creams, fascia blasting. It's probably, anyway.
No way.
So you can imagine when I found you on Facebook.
Fascia blasting in my world. I have women coming to me in private that aren't even in the Facebook group that have suffered serious effects, and they're coming to me to help them now repair whatever we can repair. That's a story for another day. We're actually going to do a podcast episode or two on that. So in the what kind of profession, what was your career?
I ended up teaching in I'm from the Northeast, so a North Shore high school,
Yeah,
grade
Long Island.
school, all levels of teaching, but I was never tenured because they were laying tenured teachers off.
Right.
So I went into electronics. It was the late 70s, early 80s. That was the boom. And I was exposed to chemicals. And I'm telling you what, I really had like a rehabilitation career just to get my health back.
Mm.
So from my early 30s all the way up to, and I have to claim that I really haven't felt like me until I started doing the Joey Atlas work.
Wow.
Go figure. Because
Wow.
of the mindset and the mental. And I worked really hard because I was just about dead at 30.
Mhm.
So that was my career. I thought I was going to teach. And I had a lot of personal challenges, but my spirituality was the most important thing. When you've had a few near-death experiences,
Oh, yeah.
you pay attention.
Yes.
So but I was trained for physical education.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where did dance come into your life?
Dance. When I was 8, I auditioned every Sunday for my dad. This for ballet. I wanted to dance, and every Sunday, oh, it's adorable. No dance lessons. So the dance part came in because I thought, oh, I can beat the cellulite and do what I always wanted to do as a little girl. And I'm glad that I did those 10 years. I'm really glad because that always helps you emotionally, self-love, and move yourself forward. Yes. So that's how that came in. And he never, ever, it's just what it was. And I stopped having issues with him after I did all of that. Okay. And I was a swimmer. I ran track and field, things that were not encouraged that I wanted to do. I just did them, right. And I think that's your best self-healing.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
And then HIIT, Pilates, bar, all the trendy stuff. I would, shop on YouTube, try it. Yeah. And I was on a fixed income because of my health situation. And you're the only person and program that was like my intuition said yes. And then the rest.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that now.
Okay.
So you tried HIIT, you tried all the mass market conventional
Pilates,
stuff, the Pilates, right?
Some yoga, but it. And then my own cardio. I always loved to walk and climb, so that was always a go-to.
Yeah, good stuff. So
I stopped cycling because of my shoulders, and
right.
So I just kept going.
Right. So I love well-taught Pilates, bar, yoga, even some HIIT. Even some HIIT is okay if taught properly for the appropriate type of person. But we're here to say, like, there's a whole different way to do this fitness stuff, get the most out of the time and energy you're spending, and get the results that we're all looking for as human beings, right? We want to be toned. We want to be fit. We want to have that look when we look in the mirror, say, yeah, I'm happy with me. Yes, it goes beneath the surface. We're also, the mindset part, focusing on our internal health, wellness, longevity, and our vitals. And by doing that, with this style of gentle training and eating properly, not dieting, but eating properly, we get the outside of the body to show the changes that we're working on the inside. Yes. Pay attention if you're new here listening. That's very important. So, Diana, let's go into this cellulite specific topic. We're going to cover the other benefits you've achieved, the reduction of injuries, the aches and pains that have gone away, all the other good stuff. But cellulite is a hot topic for women. It always has been. It's always going to be. And I love fixing that. You know that because you're experiencing it.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
So
You're good at it.
Thank you. I say this a lot, and it's true. I've been gifted from someplace much higher than me, divine source, with a unique way of looking at the world, not just exercise. And
I hear you.
Seeing things other people are not seeing, and being able to come up with solutions that other people haven't thought of yet. This is one of them, and it's a very powerful one. And I love helping people. So let's talk about this cellulite thing. By the way, anybody here who's brand new, if you want to go deeper into our world, you want to get these freebies, that Diana was talking about, here's what you do. You go to fitnesstraining.live. That's fitness training, ing at the end, .live. Put your name and email address in, and I'm going to send you the videos, the freebie videos that Diana was just talking about that started giving her the early results, okay? Before she even took her first round of before photos, which I wish she did because it would be that more evident. But that being said, fitnesstraining.live, sign up, you'll get the freebies. You're also going to get not just Diana's story and photos, but other cellulite success stories and before and after progress photos. On that note, Diana, your progress photos are awesome. Even though you never really got the initial cellulite photos, you waited a while till you've got some good results. Fair enough. We could still see that there were major issues with your trouble zones and problem areas. And the progress photos are like, wait a minute, that's the same lady's butt? Same size?
I know. And I went a little over the top, which was a healing for me. Because if you told me 10 years ago I'd be doing this, I'd say, you're crazy. I'm not taking my clothes off. But because of the dramatic changes, you can't not share it. At least I can't.
Yeah,
and I'm
understood.
telling you, I wish I had those New Zealand photos because I was covered. So it was really bad.
I've already taken your word because I know I can see how bad it could have been if you had shared the photos, because I've been doing this for so long with so many clients in person and remotely. Still do. I love doing it. So describe to the listener or the viewer, how bad was your cellulite, specifics in regards to what can't be seen in the before photos you shared?
Oh boy. I'm going to say when it really started to be noticeable, my first marriage, I had stopped training as much. I was swimming and track and field and doing a lot. And then I stopped doing that. I lost a lot of weight. And I'm noticing, like, I'm 30 years old. What's this? Very baggy and saggy. And it came through in those photos. And then when I started climbing and I lived in Florida, so I had to do stair stepping because I didn't live in that latitude, and it was kind of funny because they made fun of me, but I still trained. But the step work and the climbing, it got worse. I said, oh my God, it's getting worse. And so it's, you wear long pants. I never wore shorts. Forget about a bathing suit. I gave all my bathing suits away. And it had that ripply, uneven, even the skin tone was getting uneven. And it was mostly on my outer thighs and hips.
Right. And
I said, this is really bad. And I did get some editorials from my partners, which I didn't really like a lot.
Understood.
But, and I said, well, if I could fix this, I would.
Right.
And they said, so all you work out and you still have that. So I'm like, okay. So
right. So a lot of bagginess, sagginess, dimples, ripples, shadows.
And that blotchy, it was weird.
Right. You were actually wasting, your muscles were deflating. They were atrophying.
Yeah.
Right? There was nothing perking up. Despite all the movements you were doing, the energy expenditure, the different training you were trying to do. I was
deconditioned doing 7 days a week of training because the dance cardio sculpting was 7 days a week.
Yeah. So I
was deconditioned.
You were just expending so much and your body was basically just, gravity was pulling it down because you weren't actually stimulating all the structures the right way to get the desired effect you were specifically looking for in all those trouble zones and problem areas. So, and that's a lot of that's evident in the before photos. So fast forward, you start doing the freebies,
and when I saw you on Facebook during the quarantine, the other piece of that is I started having piriformis syndrome. Okay. I had done rehab in Florida, and then I moved to California. And I mean, I was in a lot of pain. I paid, I won't say what I paid, but it was way over the top and it didn't fix it.
Right.
And I said, I have got to do something.
So
And then I was
I remember you mentioning this piriformis syndrome. So
horrible.
what
Left side
symptoms?
where all the blotchy stuff was,
Yeah,
the
what
real
symptoms were
deconditioned
you having?
side. I was walking like an old lady. I felt like I needed a cane, but I kept pushing myself and walking. And that sharp shooting pain,
Mhm.
and my sleep quality went way down because I was
Right.
always tossing and turning. I slept
That's
with a pillow between my knees that didn't quite get it. And I said, how can I be having all this pain? Because everything else people would get compliments. Everything else looks so healthy and normal. And it would that was not and pain, real pain.
right.
And so I got to address this.
So
And I
what
hate
kind of
doctors.
therapy did you try?
So I had been going to a chiropractor, and I said, well, I just don't want to do anything. So they sent me to a rehab clinic in I was living in West Palm Beach because I was going to be speaking. That's another story. That was one of my other careers. I was doing workshops, and the quarantine stopped everything. So I got stuck there. I said, damn, I'm stuck. And so I said, I better do something. I better utilize this time because I couldn't leave. And so that's what I did. And it wasn't great, but at least it got me a little less pain-free.
Right.
I'll say
But
that.
it didn't fix it totally, though, you're saying.
No,
Okay.
I had just scratched the surface by the time I got to California. Of course, the dry climate helped a lot.
Right.
And then quarantine, and then Facebook, and then you.
Yeah.
That was the sequence.
Were there any other injuries, aches, pains that you had developed by that time? Anything, shoulders, back?
That's initially why I went to a chiropractor for neck issues. I was sexually assaulted at 19, and I was held in a full Nelson. How I get out, I will never know. It was just one of my major spiritual openings, but I'm arthritic. And so the dance work that I was doing was probably the worst possible thing to do. Right. So better neck and all the stretching.
So you're doing the better neck session now as part of your routine, right?
Every day. Yes. I love it.
Is it helping?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I haven't gone to a chiropractor. I never thought I could say this. Number one, when you retire, Medicare doesn't, expensive copays, and you get very little. Right. Probably shouldn't have said that. You can wipe that out if you want to, but good. Anyway.
Anything goes here. Anything goes.
So I couldn't afford the copays. I get to California, and I went to an old time chiropractor, and I actually shared your work with him. He said, yes, somebody's figured it out. But he was still a bit of a bone cracker, but he showed me things that I could do neck wise and shoulder wise, the piriformis and the tennis ball and all that stuff. But I like the overall body stretching. That's what really coordinates my whole body. So that's what I did for 5 months now, 5 or 6 months, more actually longer than that, November. Right. And I have not needed to go. And it's always economic for me. I'm always, because you have to plan, I'm alone. And that's just the way it is. And the stretching is fun and relaxing. I can't tell you.
Stretching is magic that we include in the program.
And they say, why are you always so happy? Well, because follow me around. That's what I said when I say, follow me around for 2 days, then you'll be happy too if you want to go that route.
It's that simple. It's a choice. Like you either do this stuff or you don't do it and you suffer the consequences.
That's bottom line.
So your current progress photos, well, they're probably a month old now, maybe.
June.
You're wearing a bikini, like
I'm 16.
This 65-year-old lady, she could be on the beach and she'll be getting looks. Like, I'm serious. Like,
no, I know. I'm laughing because things that are insulting to you at 20, like if I was 20, I'd probably have a little attitude. I love hearing it. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So again, yes, I love helping not just women, but men too, fix the outsides of their body by first going inside, re-educating, showing that what I'm giving you is actually very different in application, right? Practical application. and that it's
Yep.
gentle. It's going to fix you and your body's going to change. And in that process, your mind is also changing. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So, so I look at your photos, I see your progress, and like it's so different. Even though your before photos were taken later, it's still obvious that, man, that the before photos, that lady's not going on the beach in a bikini. No way.
Mhm.
This lady is, right? It's you. How many months later? 4 or 5 months difference, give or
Gosh,
take.
let's see. I started the freebies in November. I signed up for total access April 1st. And then I just said, I'm going to run with this and do it by my birthday.
Right.
So June 4th is when my friend did the photo shoot. She did it the 1st of June, I think. Yeah.
So freebies for a month or two, and then
Yes.
total access, which includes Naked Beauty, like the Cellulite specific program, even though I have other ones that aren't labeled as that. Ultimate Leg, Butt, Hip, and Thigh Makeover, Boom and Buns,
Oh,
Gorgeous Glutes, Tightly
yes.
Toned Thighs, to the
I
max
love the replays,
sequel.
but boy, the ULTHM, the makeovers, those are like bread and butter. They really are. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I'm sure
Yeah.
every woman would say. And the sequel,
Yeah, they're all like, so like when I created Naked Beauty actually came about like 2006 because I had first, I first created the Ultimate Leg, Butt, Hip, and Thigh Makeover, right? For women who want
yes.
ultimate best results without going to the gym, better results than the gym without even going to the gym for the average woman, all right? Mind you, guys do this program now. Like most of the exercises you see me doing in here when I do a live video, those exercises are from the Ultimate Leg, Butt, Hip, and Thigh Makeover and all the other programs. Like I'm just doing them with my machine and on the floor here. Ultimate Leg, Butt, Hip, and Thigh Makeover was the first program I made. And I had a select few freebie exercises from all those exercises that I put out on the internet to give women a free taste. Oh, what's this guy's style? What might this do for me? What happened was those select exercises were so effective that the average woman, and I'm talking different body types, skinny women, skinny fat, some women slightly plump and overweight, your body size doesn't matter. As you know, you could be skinny but still have a lot of cellulite issues. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting emails as time progresses. Hey, I found your freebie that you put out and I don't have any more cellulite. Now, for me, initially, I was like, yeah, well, that's supposed to happen, right? Like, yeah, right. And then after a while, I'm like, these ladies keep emailing that this freebie thing is getting rid of their cellulite. So I'm like, I know that's supposed to happen, but maybe none of them know. So I start researching the cellulite realm and I'm seeing all this scam stuff, these creams and lotions and lasers and injections and women getting lipo thinking it's going to get rid of cellulite, which it just makes it worse because I know I'm working with clients who've gotten lipo and their cellulite's worse. And mesotherapy and body wraps, and cellulite pills, on and on. I'm like, this is BS. This is pure trash. Like,
Yes.
I was like, all right, great. I've got the solution for cellulite. It happens to be a very specific approach to exercising the trouble zones and problem areas. I don't call it that, but I'm gonna improve the program, round it out, add in some rest of body bonuses, make this as good as it can be for cellulite specifically, give it the name it needs, and I'm going to market to women so that they don't discover it by accident, but when they're searching, they're going to find the program that is meant for that specific problem. So that's what I did. Made the program better, rounded it out specifically so that women know, okay, this guy's going to help me with the cellulite issue. That's how the program came to be, because women were telling me some of the basic freebies I was sharing was helping them with the dimples, ripples, shadows, the cottage cheese, the orange peel. Then I turned it into an actual full, complete, well-rounded program. That was the birth of Naked Beauty, the Simulast method. And then the marketing I did around it, which you saw, explains why it works. For me, I took it for granted because I'm an exercise physiologist. I know how it works. But the average person doesn't know the physiological mechanisms that happen beneath the surface to bring about the changes on the outside. So I explain that in the marketing, in the hand-drawn video, in the articles I write. And we talk about it on these success story podcasts as well. So that's where the program came from. And of course, that was the first one. Then you have the other ones, the Ultimate Leg, Butt, Hip, and Thigh, to the Max, the sequel, Boom and Buns, Gorgeous Glutes, Tightly Toned Thighs, Legs for Life now, Legs for Life. So women who, and guys, because I'm a guy, they see, all right, this old guy's holding himself together pretty well. Let's go see his programs. Let's try some of his stuff. So now we got more guys, especially middle age and beyond, who are gravitating toward me. The ones who have a spouse or a wife or girlfriend who change their bodies by using Joey Atlas's program, the guys are like, well, who is this guy? Like, he really must know what he's doing because I'm liking what I'm seeing. They'll start doing some of my things. Some of them like, hey, we want to buy your home gym system now. We believe in you. You've changed our lives. We want to go all the way because we're doing this for life. We're not stopping. So all the programs, they follow the same methodology and philosophy. And that's what people have wanted. Once they find one of my programs that they get results from, they're like, hey, what else do you have? So this all grew into Total Access. I figured, okay, I'm going to take all my programs and then anything new I keep making, including the recipes, the stretching videos, cardio, you name it, everything's going into Total Access. And my people who are serious and in this for life, because that's what we're supposed to be, you just join Total Access. And a lot of women are they're realizing I'm not spending $19 a month. You're saving me hundreds of dollars a month in all aspects of my life. This is an investment that's multiplying returns for me. I'm not stopping this.
That's right. That's exactly with my strategy too. I have to interject with the body composition. When I started doing the freebies, I had a friend. He's a physician, and he wanted to see me. He hadn't seen me in I think 7 or 8 years. So we had dinner and said, what are you doing? And I was the freebies. I'm like, oh my God, good press from a man that knows me well, because he knew me back in the day when I was doing dance.
So he's seen
cardio
you for a long period of time.
So the body composition thing really kicked in, of course. And this was the bugaboo. I said, oh my God, this is not dance work though. I'm going to get bulky. And I started to get nervous because I was starting to what felt like bulking out, but all my clothes fit better. And some of the clothes that I hadn't been wearing were fine. I said, well, I haven't increased in size, but what happened? And it's still baffling to me, but it's a healthy look. It's,
So actually, while you're talking, I'm going to change our view here so that I can make the proper graphic when we serve up the podcast on the video platform. So body composition, what you're touching on here is super, super important. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Marcia's and Lauren's success story interviews from the last few weeks, but they're
on my list because
they both touch on the body composition aspect. Again, for me as a master's degree exercise physiologist, I know this is what happens with my training methods and my approach to delicious nutrition, not dieting. The internal structure and densities of your muscles, nerves, fascia, connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, and your bones change composition. This is how we get a body on the outside that looks the way we want it to look, because we're changing all the structures on the inside. When that happens, a person's weight is no longer an issue. We're not focusing on your weight anymore. We're focusing on doing all the right things for all the right reasons to bring about all the internal positive changes we're looking for. Then magically, your body composition starts to take care of itself, which is what you've been experiencing.
So cool.
And your weight number does what it's supposed to do, and it becomes a secondary or a third level factor that we might pay attention to, because it's going to take care of itself, because now we're focusing on the important things and we're not focusing on the scale number anymore because it's irrelevant at this point. Right? So really, really important point on talking about this body composition, because anybody new here who's watching or listening, if you've been killing yourself, you've been trying all the mass market stuff, the crazy diets, keto this and paleo blitz that, and zero carb here and detox cleanse this, and you got to go high intensity in your training if you want your body to change. Otherwise, nothing's going to change, and you got to jack your metabolism to get the fat off. None of that's true. It's all the blind leading the blind. And I'll say it right now. There might be a tiny percentage of it that's good, but trust me, the majority of it is just leading people down the wrong path. They're getting burnt out. They're messing up their metabolisms. They're messing up their endocrine systems. They're messing up their own mindset, becoming dysfunctional in life because they're so preoccupied and obsessed with, I'm doing everything right and nothing is going my way, and I hurt myself and everything hurts. I feel like I got run over. Now I got another injury, and now I can't work out until 2 weeks. I got to go to therapy. It's this crazy dysfunctional cycle that's not realistic, right? So we do this and we share these success stories and the specific details in them to let you know there's an easy, enjoyable, sustainable way to do all this that not only makes your life better and easier, but Diana, does it deliver better results or not?
Oh my God. Night and day, night and day. And the biggest thing I wanted to stress, and I know you asked me to speak about this at the end, but go on the community site. That's the first thing I did when I said, oh my God, the Naked Beauty guy's back, Facebook. I went back on the Sculpt to Fit community page and started reading about what women were saying, the consumer advocacy part of it. And so I felt safe. I said, oh my God, women don't lie about this stuff. We're all in the same boat here. And so then I was treated like a member. That meant so much. You know, I was not a number, and I was treated so well and so encouraged. And so that's how I felt safe enough to take the little steps.
Yeah. Thank you. This is not about me. This is about you and all the other people out there like you who are looking for a better way. My job is simply to deliver it. Okay.
Yeah. And
guide people along the way. So anybody who's watching or listening right now, again, you go to fitness training, FITNESS training, TRAINING.LIVE. Sign up for the freebies. You will get the link to our group on Facebook. You don't have to buy anything to start getting results. I want you to see, just like Diana did, that you can get results without buying anything. And then you're going to know if you're in the right place. And then you're going to realize, ooh, I'm actually going to be saving myself a lot of time, money, energy, and grief if I sign up for this. It's an investment that multiplies many times over. That's why I can put out free stuff that works, because I know you're going to want all the other items. Some people go on to do private, remote, one-on-one custom coaching plans with me. Some people end up buying the home gym system you see on video, if you're watching on video behind me. If you're not on video, you want to know where that video is, all you got to do is go to my YouTube channel to see these episodes on video, plus a lot of other shenanigans I share behind the scenes, candid cam, food shops, interviews with my family, friends. All you got to do is go to joeyatlas.tv. That's JOEYATLAS.TV, as in television. That takes you right to my YouTube channel. Or you can go search Joey Atlas on YouTube and you will find Joey the Truth Atlas. Come watch the videos, subscribe, let me know you've been there. But most of all, start implementing my freebies. That's why I share them, to change lives, to impact lives, not just for you, but hopefully your family, your friends, your loved ones. Lead by example. When this is so easy, there's no excuse not to lead by example. And we have progressions. Diana, I think you'll agree.
Yes.
Extreme beginners. Even if you're an extreme sedentary beginner with some issues that you're dealing with, we've got programs for you. And then we got everything in between up to super advanced, which I'll put myself in the super advanced category. But we've got progressions to take you along the whole journey for life.
Yes.
That's why we do this. So, Diana, is there any, what's that?
All I have to say is, don't wait. It's safe. I am the biggest skeptic. And so it's this is such a feeder. What do I want to say? It's like a feeder team. The little baby steps that you take to get involved. And the biggest one that I'm glad that I did was get on that community page and start talking and commenting and asking questions.
Yeah.
Posts.
And yes, you did a great job. Excellent example. I know it inspires others.
So cool.
And for anybody who's watching or listening to this, the Facebook group is optional. I know there are people who don't use Facebook. You don't have to use it if you're doing my programs. It's simply optional for those who want it. You could do direct private consulting with me if that's what you want and you want to keep it private. We could do that. So Diana, is there anything that you have in your notes that you want to share that we may not have touched on right now? Because I'm going to give you the mic and you can share whatever you want right now before we wrap up.
Okay. I'm looking here. I have not purchased a home gym yet. I will add. When I go to the playground, because I'm still babying, being real cautious with my shoulder injuries, which happened in New Zealand when I deleted you. 35-pound packs are a thing of the past for me, but I do the upper body workouts from sample 5 and 6 at the playground, and I have a little fan club. Kids 2 to 8 years old, they're adorable. And they'll follow me around, and I'm like, I'm going to get thrown out of here.
So good.
It's so adorable. And so, but it's a feeder to get used to what it would be like to have the home gym, because I wish you know, what's going to hook me is that hybrid mat, because I want one bad.
I have one of those systems boxed up with your name on it, and it's only a matter of time before you're ready for it.
And then there's another story, but I can't say because it hasn't happened yet. But anyway, it's another story about bringing my a male friend in. That he was Mr. Atlas in 1988, and he's running into problems. He's a qigong master, everything. I mean, he's super guy, and he is in tune with this. So I'm working it. So and he understands all the concepts. But again, you know, what it takes to be Mr. Well, you know,
yes,
a lot of injuries, a lot of pain,
and a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah. So I think 60 is a turning point. Don't wait till you get in your 60s. We only have
one life.
Yes. And I was like thinking, I'm doing fine. Everybody that I knew would say, oh, you're going to be great. You'll be a great old lady. You won't be an old lady. But then it kicked in 60. That's when the piriformis and the shoulder and the neck stuff, I couldn't ignore it anymore. And chiropractic was not doing it. So go for it, everybody.
That's it. Your progress photos say so much. Like they say, a picture says 1,000 words.
Yes, it does.
Your photos, even at this point, like let's say it's half a year, give or take. Goodness gracious. Like it's awesome. Like just
so even though I deleted you in 2006, I caught up, and I had to learn about slow motion because I was so excited, and I actually did something to my when I was doing the squats, the initial freebie squats, and I said, I'm doing them too fast. So I hurt myself a little bit. And then I remembered posting, my back is kind of my low back. I don't know if I should be doing, and that was the 4 easy abs. And you were very conservative, very cautious, and said, well, I don't know if I'd go there. And I said, damn it, I'm going there because I know this is going to work. So I did, but it was the slow. Yes. That's what it was.
Yes.
And because I said, oh, I guess I'm going to have to give this up. And I'm like, I'm not giving this up. So in retrospect, having the time and talking to so many women over those years and all those community posts that I read where people are getting injured, that's, then the clarity kicks in.
Right.
And then of course,
that's the beauty of social media. If you look closely enough and you're discerning enough, you start to see the patterns of truth. Right.
Yes.
So yes, we remove momentum, and that changes the whole dynamic of any exercise you're doing, let alone the way we synergistically put together our exercise routines and the sample schedules.
Absolutely.
Removing momentum makes your body structures actually do the work instead of momentum. And in effect, we reduce the risk of injury because we're removing the fast movements and the start and stop movements. And we get magic to happen. We ask our body to do the work, and the body does the work, and we get the beautiful changes that we're looking for on the inside and outside. And our body doesn't get hurt. It gets stronger. It gets more capable. It gets more functional, not dysfunctional. So what I'm looking forward to is another progress check-in. I don't know, maybe
I'm working on it.
After the holidays. Like I know your improvements aren't done.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Your internal and your external, there's still going to be some more incredible improvements.
Yes.
So on that note, I'm going to look forward to more progress photos.
And I'm in training for it because I
now,
want to.
Now
I
that
can't
you're
wait to see the difference.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're now able to wear a bikini again in public, like carefree and loving it, that's huge.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
And it's proof that anybody could do it because you thought you were done, down and out.
Yeah, I really did.
Right?
I can't tell you how many bathing suits I gave away.
I believe it. I've been through this story before with others. I mean, I have, you know what? I have so many success stories of women who are like, I'll share my success with you, but I'm not comfortable doing video interviews. I don't care to make any of this public. A lot more than those of you who are willing to share publicly. I've got tons of them, and I've got some that would just blow your mind if you could see and I keep these confidential. I tell women, if you want confidential, they're confidential unless you say these could be shared publicly, or you're sharing them publicly anyway on your own. These women have my word. I have confidential before and after photos of cellulite that will never see the light of day. But I'm like, man, it's almost not real, but I know it's real because this is what they've been doing with me. So whenever somebody does share their photos and progress and is willing to be vulnerable, but knowing that they're doing it and they're going to be helping other people realize the truth as well, I'm so grateful, because it only takes a handful of you real ladies to share your stories and photos for enough women to realize, okay, I at least have to consider that this is the real deal and I got to give it a try. Because just like Marcia said in the past interview, she was ready to spend at least $5,000 on a surgery that would have messed her up.
Oh, thank God she didn't. Oh, yeah.
And Lauren, she tried one of these devices that we mentioned earlier, and she was smart enough to realize, as a nurse and somebody who's been into fitness her whole life, ooh, this is not smart. I am not doing this anymore. I'm stopping ASAP.
Yes,
she was fortunate enough to be discerning enough to know that this is not a good thing to be applying to my body and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. This is not making sense. So on that note, before we wrap up, Diana, is there anything you want to share with the viewer, the listener, before I wrap up this episode?
It probably would be redundant, but just don't wait and connect with community if you want to ask questions and get more information. And it's living for life in your
life is the key. In addition to turning around your health, your longevity, your mindset, your mood, your happiness, is fixing cellulite real? Is cellulite reversal a real thing?
You're asking? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But the most important part is the body comp and the health. Right. I mean, after I took the photos, I said, now I have to focus on the health part.
Yes. And when we focus on the health and the mindset, the body starts looking better and better, and it changes. It's like magic.
Yes. And it's more in the background.
Right.
It has the perspective changes. I know for myself, and I know focus. I'm the oldest one I'm probably one of the oldest ones in that does the regular community group. Probably. Yes. I know there's other gals that are doing private work that are in my age group, but it's like, for right now, I am alone. Family's gone. Spouses have passed. And I am not going to a nursing home. Nope. No, you're
now in the group who's going to be avoiding it and living life to the fullest in all regards.
Yes. That's what I want.
So on that note, I'm going to give you some love. Here's a big kiss.
Yes.
I
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
my pleasure. It's much appreciated. Anybody watching or tuning in, again, this is the Fitness Whisperer podcast, episode number 5 of season 2. We've got more episodes coming up. You can find us on Apple Podcast if you want to subscribe. You can find this on YouTube when we do the video versions like this one. Come get the freebies. And we want more success stories. And you watching, listening right now, you might be one of the next success stories, but it's up to you to come take the next steps. Come take action. Go research me. Go look for more success stories. Go look at listen to the other podcasts, watch more videos, because I plan on being here a long time. I'm not going anywhere. I've got lots of lives to change, just like Diana's, just like all the past success stories and the new ones coming up and the revisits we're going to do. So that's it for today. As always, peace, love, and light. Keep letting your light shine bright. Diana, don't hang up. I'm blowing you a kiss one more time.
Okay.
Don't hang up yet. I got to save the recording. Bye.
Okay.